Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today the AI world is still buzzing about Google's latest announcement, Gemini 2.5 Pro. We've seen a lot of claims, a lot of hype around new models lately, but the initial reactions and demos popping up for this one seem different. Google is calling it a major step change, especially for complex tasks and coding. Is it really that good? So I spent some time to see what the developers, researchers, and early testers are actually doing with it just days after its release. So let's walk through what I found together, check out these demos, and see if Gemini 2.5 Pro lives up to the hype. Let's get started. All right, first up, we've got a post from the top brass himself, Demis Hassabis, a CEO of Google DeepMind. He tweets, Gemini 2.5 Pro is a really incredible model. You can really feel the step change when you interact with it. Seeing its thoughts are fun too. So right off the bat, the CEO is calling it a step change and highlighting this idea of seeing its thoughts, hinting at improved reasoning or maybe some kind of chain of thought visibility. Strong words to start with. Okay, here's a repost by Min Choi, who consistently shares solid AI insights. He's amplifying a post and adds, it's only been just 2 days since Google dropped Gemini 2.5 Pro, and people can't stop building with it. He lists 10 examples, but the first one immediately catches the eye. One Minecraft clone in single prompt. Wow, okay. A Minecraft clone? From one prompt? That sounds pretty ambitious. He's sharing this from user Thakano. Thakano's original post. Gemini 2.5 Pro just created Minecraft with one single prompt. Try it out here, and there's a CodePen link. All right, the video starts. It's loading up a voxel world. Looks very Minecraft-esque. Blocky terrain, trees. Now it jumps into a first-person perspective. The user is moving around this 3D world, looking up and down. They can break blocks, and they can place blocks too. They're building a little structure. It's got basic physics, movement, interaction. This is a functional 3D voxel game. The fact that Gemini 2.5 Pro generated the entire code for this from a single prompt is genuinely impressive. That requires understanding the request, game logic, 3D rendering concepts, and interaction handling, then outputting working code. That's a serious step up in code generation capability. Okay, moving on. Next up, a tweet from Cedric Chi. He says, just 10 iterations, Gemini 2.5 Pro nailed the game design. Gemini 2.5 Pro is the best for vibe coding. And the visuals? Wow, this looks like a flight simulator game. We see a jet fighter flying over a green landscape with these tall, abstract pillars. There are clouds, some basic ground textures, even some small structures. He's included multiple images here. This one shows the game from behind the jet, another seems to be a different angle. And importantly, look at this. It seems to be a commit history or list of prompts iterations. Add some clouds to the sky, add some trees, fix visual result, make the urban landscape more interesting. This is key. It shows someone collaborating with the AI, refining the game over about 10 steps. Vibe coding, as he calls it. This iterative workflow is much more realistic for complex projects than a single prompt, and Gemini 2.5 Pro seems capable of handling it well here. And check this out, a post from Mr. Doob. For those who don't know, he's the creator of 3JS, which is a massively popular JavaScript library for creating 3D graphics on the web. High credibility source here. He tweets, Gemini 2.5 Pro really is impressive, and shares his prompt. Can you create a simple 3D car simulator with 3JS in a single HTML? Please add clouds, mountains, a road, some trees, and a train going around. Make sure it works on mobile. That's quite a detailed request. The video shows the code generated, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, all in one file. And here you can see the running simulation. It's a simple red car driving on a road with green trees, cone-shaped mountains, fluffy white clouds, and look, there's even a little train chugging along in the background. All rendered using 3JS, apparently from that single prompt and runnable on mobile. Mr. Doob seems impressed, and coming from him, that says a lot about its ability to generate working, complex code using specific libraries and constraints. Okay, prepare for this next one. It's pretty wild. Matthew Berman tweets, a Rubik's Cube generator and solver. I've tried this with Claude 3.7, thinking DeepSeek, etc., and never came close to this. A generator and solver. Let's watch his demo. It starts with a solved 3D Rubik's Cube, then the code scrambles it completely, and now, wow, it's animating the solution. You can see the layers turning automatically, step by step, following an algorithm to bring it back to the solved state. Generating the 3D cube in Scramble is impressive enough, but creating the solver logic and animating it? That requires a deep understanding of the cube's mechanics, state transitions, and solving algorithms. Matthew Berman specifically mentions that other very capable models he tried couldn't achieve this. This points towards potentially very strong logical reasoning and algorithmic code generation in Gemini 2.5 Pro. All right, let's shift gears a bit. Didi, who often posts about interesting AI applications, tweets, "Use the new Google Gemini 2.5 Pro to create a computer graphics simulation to generate 3D plants with a technique called L systems. Claude and Gemini were the only ones who could do it. This was 2 weeks of homework in computer graphics class in college." Okay, here you've got options for preset grammars like leafy tips, bushy plant, sliders for angle, iterations, initial thickness, variance, leaf size, and a generate and draw button. As Didi tweaks these sliders and hits generate, the code produces different complex, fractal plant-like structures. You can see a bushy tree, then a tall, slender one. Then he changes the grammar to bushy plant and gets a different structure, then simple branching, then feathery, then Koch curve branch, even seaweed-like. Each change dynamically updates the 3D visualization. L systems, or Lindenmayer systems, are a formal grammar used to model biological processes, especially plant growth, and create cool fractals. Generating the code for an interactive tool like this, which implements the L system interpreter and renderer, is non-trivial. Didi comments that this used to be 2 weeks of college homework, and now models like Gemini 2.5 Pro can generate it. This is a testament to how powerful these coding capabilities are becoming. Here's one from Klein, focusing on AI agents. Compelling. We tried creating the Klein logo with Blender MCP using Claude 3.7 Sonnet when it launched. Wasn't worth sharing. Gemini 2.5 Pro delivered on the first try. Impressive. Okay, here's the Blender 3D modeling software interface. On the left, there's a console window where a prompt is given to an AI agent. The prompt asks it to create the Klein logo based on a reference image using specific Blender Python commands, Boji. The AI agent then seems to execute this Python code directly within Blender, and boom, a 3D version of the Klein logo, that rounded cube with sphere ears, appears in the Blender viewport. This is a great example of agentic behavior. Gemini 2.5 Pro isn't just writing code, it's writing code to control another application, Blender, via its scripting API. And Klein emphasizes it worked on the first try, where another advanced model failed, suggesting robustness for these kinds of tool use tasks. Okay, check out this visual demo from AI Warper. Created with Gemini 2.5 Pro, extracts edge details from any photo and simulates particles relative to those detected edges. This is by far the best first pass of this I've ever gotten. Here we can see a web interface with a bunch of sliders on the left: edge attraction, flow strength, max speed, damping, noise detail, particle size, etc. On the right, a simulation starts. Thousands of small teal-colored particles flow and swirl, gradually forming the distinct outline of a snake. The particles seem to be attracted to the edges of the underlying snake shape, while also exhibiting some fluid-like motion. We see AI Warper adjusting the sliders, like increasing flow strength or edge attraction, and the particle behavior changes dynamically, sometimes sticking closer to the snake outline, sometimes swirling more chaotically. This is cool because it likely combines image understanding, finding the snake edges, even if implicitly, with generating sophisticated code for a particle system with physics and flow fields. Getting this right on the first pass better than previous attempts again speaks to the model's power. This next one is a great comparison showing progress over time. Ani Badapudi, who works on Gemini Vision at Google DeepMind, tweets, "Turn any napkin sketch to web app with Gemini 2.5 Pro. It's amazing how far we've come in a couple of years." He includes 2 images side by side. The first is a hand-drawn sketch on paper, outlining a UI for Google AI Studio with boxes for different functionalities like turn images to code, create notes from lecture video, detect objects. The second image shows a clean, professional-looking web interface generated by Gemini 2.5 Pro that directly implements the layout, and elements from the napkin sketch. It looks remarkably close to the drawing. He also includes a reference to Greg Brockman's famous OpenAI demo from March 2023 that turned a simpler sketch into a joke website. This comparison really drives home how much better these models have gotten at multimodal understanding, interpreting the sketch, and translating that visual concept into functional front-end code in just 2 years. Okay, let's look at some overall impressions from developers. McKay Wrigley, who's deep in the AI coding space, gives a strong verdict. Gemini 2.5 Pro is now easily the best model for code. He lists his reasons. It's extremely powerful. The 1M token context is legit, meaning the huge context window is practically useful. He says it doesn't just agree with you 24/7, suggesting maybe better reasoning or less sycophantic behavior. He also says it shows flashes of genuine insight or brilliance and consistently one-shots entire tickets, implying it can solve complete coding tasks reliably in one go. He concludes, Google delivered a real winner here. That's a glowing review focusing squarely on its coding abilities and the impact of the long context window. And echoing that sentiment, here's Dan Mack, an AI engineer. If you haven't used Gemini 2.5 Pro for coding yet, you should be. After using it for 2 days, I'm willing to say it's the best model for coding, and you can use it for free right now. Another strong vote of confidence from someone actually using it. So, after looking through just a sample of the initial reactions and demos hitting X in the last couple of days since Gemini 2.5 Pro dropped, wow. The overwhelming theme is its extraordinary coding capability. It can generate entire games like Minecraft clones, flight sims, car simulators from single prompts or iterative refinement. The massive, actually functioning 1 million token context window is also frequently mentioned as a game changer. Of course, it's still labeled experimental. We need to see how it performs more broadly, what the final versions look like, and how Google prices it for wider use. But based on this early evidence, Google seems to have delivered something genuinely powerful here, especially for developers. The bar has definitely been raised again. But what do you think? Are these demos blowing you away? Have you had a chance to play with Gemini 2.5 Pro in AI Studio yet? What are your first impressions, especially compared to models like GPT, Claude, or Grok? Drop your thoughts and any cool things you've built down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them.